Let's try this again for the third time. Hey guys, it is that time. I didn't think that I'd be able to do this video today because I am really unusually behind. I am on chapter 20, I'm at the end of chapter 24. I'm not done with my final read, and I usually do the video once I'm done with my final read. But I had a couple people, not a lot, just about 2 or 3, that mentioned it, and it reminded me, like, okay, people really do enjoy my rambling before a release. But yeah, so it's been a crazy year. I was so excited to take on this series. If you guys have been, following me for about a year now, I was so excited that Sadiq and Belvin cut the line for Tori McNabb. And when I tell you, be careful with what you get excited over because it can wipe you out. I'm burnt out. I've been crying about that for the past few weeks. Like, what is my life come September gonna look like? Because I gotta take off some time. Like, I'm really, really burnt out. I had 3 deaths this year. I think I had 4 deaths this year. I had 4 deaths this year. 4 deaths this year. One that I will speak about publicly is my Nina. And those of you who are familiar with my little circle, you may know who Nina is. And I'm actually looking at her picture now. I have it posted in my office. She and I dancing at the signing, Girl Have You Met signing in Dallas last year. So much has been going on, including construction in my house. I went to 2 funerals this year, and I did some traveling this year. Not a lot, not enough in my opinion. And then I got some construction going on. So if you hear some banging or if you hear house music, my office is next to my master bathroom, and they're in my master bathroom now, making it fancy. I can't wait to get back into my bathroom. I had my main bathroom done in the middle of this back in July, and then this got started about 2 weeks ago. So all of this and me trying to finish this book, and again, I was so excited to take on Sadiq and Belvin because they were so new to me. Nothing I've ever, a lot of suspense, things I've never taken on before, especially not to this degree. Talking about murder, guns, drugs, human trafficking. I'm looking at the board. This is where the camera is focused, even though I'm going to put some pictures over it, but the camera's focused on my board, my Sadiq board, with the 5 members of the commission. But this last installment, I can tell you, is longer by, I don't even know the exact word count. I'm gonna take a guess and say I'm at 155. I'm over 155,000 words now for He Who Is a Protector, whereas He Who Is a Lover was 137,000 words. Yeah, so that gives you an idea of how, and He Who Was a Friend was even less than He Was a Lover. So that gives you an idea of how much I've written. And I just want to shout out my editing team. It's been a rough season for everyone because these characters spoke to me really up until the last minute, and we've been working with a new editor for this series, and it's more taxing even on her when I don't have a completed manuscript to her. When I piecemeal it is what I call it, and my publishing partner and I, we hate it, but that's just the way this thing came together. They worked me. They worked me a lot, and I love Sadiq and Belvin. In fact, the chapter that I'm on, this feeling of her evolution just does something to me. I'm just so proud of her, which I knew was coming. I knew it was coming with Belvin, but it still feels good to see it. See it coming to fruition. How we met this, timid, in her head all of the time, and I hate to say this, Belvin, but naive, young woman who had experienced so much loss and betrayal. She was just really trying to hold on to her mind, and we've seen her do some crazy things. They had some crazy emotional breakdowns and stuff like that in book 1 and book 2. And I knew when I screened them or when I vetted them, I understood what was going on with Belvin. Not fully, I won't lie to you. That's not true, because at the end of book 1, I was like, yo, Belvin, what the heck is going on? I didn't know this. It wasn't until book 2 and I had a handle on okay, what's going on, emotionally with her. And I knew that we would discover that in book in book 3. So in the final installment. So that is something that's going to be addressed. Like, what the heck is going on with her? You know, we learned about her eating situation, but she's still having these meltdowns. And this is the perfect family for those meltdowns to start happening with, because I'm not sure if she had them before Sadiq, you know. So it's very, very interesting to see how that unfolds. And what else happens in book 3? In book 3, while there are no spin-offs, I wrote this down, there's no spin-off with clients. I know people love Tashi, including me, but Tashi doesn't inspire me to take on, you know, a project with her at all. You know, I do love Tashi. Learned a lot more about Tashi, a little more about Tashi in this installment, but she doesn't inspire me to just take her on as a client. So there won't be no one in this project that I can think of has inspired a project, if you will. Maybe we'll see them again, you know, talking about the sub characters. Obviously we'll see my clients again, but no one has inspired a spinoff. So I know you guys love to ask, can we get one on Tashi? What about Taliba and Danny? No, not at all. I'm not. Taliba is another individual that wore my soul. But no, so no spinoffs. But we do get to see Bishop Carmichael. It's funny calling him Bishop, but Bishop Carmichael. And obviously we opened up with him. And Belvin has been dying to get to this man, although she never had the balls to like really approach him, but she snuck to his church, you'll see. And then, you know, eventually the formal introduction was made, and she's had her one-on-one time with Ezra. And as you guys know, she has some issues going on with her. So we see Ezra in that capacity, which is great. Tori McNabb is next. So a little bit of her beginnings, you know, her roots are mentioned. I just read that this chapter, I think it was in this chapter that I'm closing up now with my final read. Her beginnings are mentioned, where she comes from and all this other stuff. So that was pretty cool. Raji's real estate business is mentioned. Leroy, we get a visit from Leroy, which is not a lot, but I like Leroy. no spin-off Leroy, but I like Leroy. So we get to see him, and it's just, I like this project because it deals a lot with family. You probably hear my contractors. But it deals a lot with family and the power of family, the sanctity of family, and how, you know, it's something that Belvin wanted, and it's something that Sadiq, before he knew she wanted it, he knew she needed it. And we learned in book 2 how he knew her before that night that he showed up in Michelle's diner with Leah. Remember that? He knew who she was. He probably wasn't in love with her, but he was interested in her, interested in figuring her out. He had no idea, which is typical of my heroes. They have no idea how, not only they're going to fall for these women, but how hard they're going to fall. He just was curious about Belvin, and once he got a taste of her, it just turned into an obsession. So you know, it's a nice journey to kind of, you know, see where this is why I like series. And I was telling CCJ how I was craving this type of feel before I started writing the series. I love to see the development of characters. I love to see, you know, when we meet as strangers, meaning my relationship with them as the reader, or in this case as the writer, but even as a reader, I love reading series. But you meet them as strangers and you close with them as family, and that's what I hope that you'll appreciate about this. And I don't plan on doing another book on them. You guys know I don't typically do that. I'm just like full of bad news because I'm just like so exhausted. And speaking of which, my next project, like I said, is the Tori McNabb project. And Tori has been talking, and her hero they've been talking. But I don't know when I'm going to get started on them. And I am like so serious. Like, I'm just like really burnt out. I don't think I've ever been this. I think Wayward Love wore me out, but it was because of the closest sessions. Remember, we put that out January 1, February 1, and March 23rd. Like, so that was like a back-to-back type of thing. So that's why I was worn out. But this wore me out because there were so many dots that needed to be connected, and I had to figure out how to get to them. Like, this is, you know, and then in the summer, like, you notice, we didn't do Connecticut Kings. That was because of me. I was like, I'm putting out 5 books this year. I can do it. I'm hungry. No, It'll probably only be 2. And then I was like, oh, well, it's okay if I don't do 5 because I'll be doing my usual 3. I put out an average of 3 books a year. Oh, please, I always get my, get my little birthday release in, or, December release. I don't even know if that's going to happen. I'm just so burnt out now. I'm a little vulnerable now. I'm a little soft, and I can feel, I was talking to a Hyacinth, and I was telling her, and I'm sure I talked to someone else about it, but she was the most recent, how I just can get so blue after writing a series. And I remember after the Love and Rhythm of Blues series, I met with my mentor. She's my professional mentor from my previous profession. And I met with her and I was like, listen, Jay, I got to figure out how to land. I don't know how to land emotionally. It just takes a lot out of me. And she was just like, oh, well, you need to explore this, blah, blah, blah. So I'll be meeting with her again next month. And I hope to be in a better place. I have a few things lined up. I got one girlfriend who, shout out to Cedar, she is my beta reader. I didn't even use betas for this last installment for He Was a Protector because I just didn't have the time. But Cedar and I, we did a wine trail last December for our birthdays. Our birthdays are exactly a week apart, so we're going to try to do it again. I've been putting that off since May. I've been putting off a lot because I've been trying to finish this book. So I get so, I don't want to use the word annoyed, but I guess I already did. But when people say, put out the book or stop stalling or it's taking so long and they don't understand I have to say, I say this all the time, the volume of these books. It's not, I don't write short books. These are long books. And this one took about 5 months. The other 2 took about 4 months. It takes me about an average of 4 months to write a book. This took longer. So it took a lot out of me, and I still have a family. I still have a personal life. I still have to keep going. And I feel like this summer I kind of lost that balance a little bit. Like it's just been me too married to these clients, and I don't know, I just don't feel like, although I've done some things, I'm sorry about that, the phone slipped. Although I've done some things, I've not been in the house all the time, don't get me wrong, but my heart and my focus has been a little bit more on this project than usual. And I don't want to say it was wrong, and I don't want to say I regret it, because this is what I do, I love what I do, and also I think I stepped out of my norm with this, and that's always good because you're supposed to grow as an artist, right? But what I am saying is I do recognize that it's taken a lot out of me, so I need to take some time off, and I need to kind of smell the roses, and I'll do that. I plan on doing that. But anyway, I'm gonna close this because I think that is basically what I wanted to talk to you guys about. For He Was a Protector, we do close with that one commission. The one commission member who we had left over that needed to be dealt with, and we kind of hinted over in book 2 how it was going to be an issue with Popov, right? The Russian. We hinted that I think Sadiq even brought that up, like, yo, he's no longer your distributor anymore or your plug anymore. Talking to his father, like, you're the largest distributor in the state of New Jersey. He's gonna feel that he's not gonna be happy. So dealing with Popov did take some time, and it took some stress. But I think we got it. I'm really proud of it. And again, shout out to my editing team. Like, it's four of them. It's 4 of them, 5. So it's 5 of us working on this, and I hope that we got it, and I hope I didn't mess up the errors because I am polishing it towards the end, and my proofreader is supposed to be the last eyes, and because of the timing of this, she's not gonna be the last eyes. So you leave me to my mess, you're gonna get what? Probably a little bit of mess after it's been cleaned. But anyway, we'll take care of that with the post-publication edits. Thank you guys so much for the anticipation. I feel it. I see it all over. It's like a slew of you came out of nowhere in the past 2 weeks. I think once I announced the release date, which I don't ever do well in advance because I have to wait until I'm finished the book in order to do it. I have to wait until I know the editor is at a certain point and I'm going to get the manuscript back, because I don't want to renege on a release date, which is probably what most of my peers will tell you. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support. I really do hope you like it. And I really have, and I have to say this all the time, please leave Amazon reviews. They may take them down, but please at least put up the effort to do it. That really, really helps me. Going number 1, I've said it before, going number 1 tells you how popular I may be, but those reviews will tell you about the quality of my work. So if you don't tell anyone, then Word of mouth is the best way. Word of mouth can be via Amazon reviews. Please, I know they have a faulty system, but please, for me, fight and try to pull up a review, put a review up, no matter how long, how short, just put something up. So, in closing, I want to dedicate this to Nina Gaucher. I love you, I miss you, and you'll forever be in my heart. Thank you guys for your time, and I'll see you on the other side.